Okay. Chat room working. Alright. Let me see. Let me see. Alright.
There's another exclamation point now.
Alright, so I'm doing Nodevember and trying to make some cool shaders using Shade, which is my iOS app. Got streaming here. So these are some of the ones I've already done. These are the prompts for each day of Nodevember. And I think the next one is snow. So I'm going to give that a go. I think the first thing I'm going to need is a high poly sphere. So I'm going to make one in Blender, export it, which you can use in Shade with a secret feature that's not documented yet because it's a bit buggy. So a sphere, UV sphere, I guess, or an icosphere. I probably want. You might want UV coordinates, so I'll use a UV sphere. Although, to displace it nicely, I could use a subdivided quad sphere. Or I could use a cube and then I could do something with that. I don't know. Let's try UV sphere. So UV sphere. Yeah. Grab that. It's smooth, shade smooth. Let me just double check this is working. Alright, I can respond to chat. So it's not very high res at the moment. What I might do is subdivide that. So subdivide. That's pretty heavily subdivided. Alright, so what I'll do is export that. FBX. Desktop. I'll call that sphere high. So what I'll do is I'll grab that, chuck it in my iCloud folder. Apparently I'm not allowed to grab it because whatever. Alright, I'll just copy and paste it then. Alright, so that'll get uploaded to iCloud. Grab the thingy here. So you can see here I've got my shaders and stuff. So the first one was lava, which is pretty cool. That's the effect I did. And you know, got the graph here. So yeah, I like this stuff. And what else we got? Oh, I did clouds as well. It's kind of noise based, some fake lighting. Also did lightning, which one's kind of abstract. Using a sign distance field, blending it to get some capsules in a sphere and warping them with some noise. Add some emissive Fresnel effect. And then the latest one was this tornado, which is kind of cool to work on. Yeah, so those are the ones I've done so far. The next one is snow, and after that I think it's reptile. We'll see if I can get 2 done this session. So first thing I want to do is go to iCloud Drive, grab, it's a bit messy. Was yeah, November. So I want to grab the sphere high model. So I'll do this in files. I think iCloud. Nodevember. Grab sphere eye. Grab it and stick it into shade. Bloop. Alright, so now that I've done that, if I go back to shade, I should be able to just create a new one. There's a glitch with the font, so I can't see it, but I'm going to call it Snow. Okay. I just realized that the sphere is going to be way too big because of the unit difference between, what do you call it, Blender and this. So if we look at sphere, it's going to be huge. So sphere height, need to re-export that. That's fine. Let's quickly do that. So FBX 0.01, go from centimeters to meters. Export that sucker. Go back to the desktop, copy that, place it over here, place. I have to wait for it to save. Go back to the Nodevember stuff. This should come up now. Alright, so back into shade. Place. Can't copy. The file doesn't exist in the folder. What? Couldn't be copied because it either doesn't exist or the folder being copied to doesn't exist. Alright, that's bullshit. Alright, let's delete the old one. Go back. Blah blah blah. Sphere high. I'm just gonna copy it this time. And then go back to shade. Stop being a pain. Paste. Oh, come on. You piece of shit. Alright. It didn't delete it. I deleted you. Paste. Alright, whatever. I don't know why I did that. Go back to shade. I'll just close this because I'll probably need to reset it. Alright, so try again. Sphere high. There we go, it's the same size. But it's really high res, which I want because I want to do some interesting stuff with the vector displacement. Alright, so first thing, probably change the hideous material. Just change the background a little bit. Yeah, that'll be okay. So this is white, essentially. I want to make a snow material, but first I gotta do some funky stuff with the shape. So I was thinking maybe try to make it into a snowman shape. I've seen this done before, but I'm not exactly sure how they do it. So what we're going to do is grab a part of the top of the snow, like of the sphere, and then somehow bulge it out from that point. I'm not really sure exactly how to do that. We'll just try stuff and see if it works. Alright, so first things first, we isolate the top of the sphere. Well, we can probably do the UV, right? So let's do the UVs. And then smooth stuff. Take V. So look at what this looks like. There we go. That's like the top. And then you kind of want to take that and also, I don't know, multiply that by the vector. Okay, apparently that's just not working anymore. There we go. And it has a problem for no reason. Okay, for no reason. Alright, so we got that. Let's say 0.1. Let's see what this does. Alright, that kind of worked. Why is it so bright? It's just oversaturated. So try it. That kind of works. The offset here, 0.5. What you want to do is take the resulting, so the position of the, so what it's actually doing is just adding one position to another. Right? Now I want to take the vertices that are in that area and spherize them so that they're still a sphere. So it's like take everything that's in that circle, move it up sort of, and then re-spherize it. Now, what I want to do is make this, see this, make this a bit more like, a bit less, yeah, like that. So what it'll do is it'll only sort of push up a bunch of them. And then the offset we've got there, take that, whatever that position is, and subtract that from the final position and use that to generate the zeroth position. I don't know. We'll see. This is more tricky than I thought it would be. So this is the final position. So it's almost like you want to like pinch those bits near the bottom. I don't know how they do it. It's kind of crazy. Because essentially pulling it up and then pulling it in. Maybe there's an easy way to do this. Like maybe I'm overthinking it. Possibly. Like if I think of it more of a profile. All right, let me maybe do something a bit different. So take the UVs, remap it from negative. Well, actually, UVs are from 0 to 1 anyway. So we can take gradient. I'm gonna scale the. Take the position. Multiply that by that. Vector 3D. So I'm going to get rid of the Y, keep the X and Z. Multiply that again. Oops. By this gradient. And then multiply it one more time by a small negative value. 5. Put that in the offset. Put the V in here. You can see it does that. But what if we took this part here and made this white and that black? We get this effect. Not exactly what we want, but negative 0.5, maybe 0.5. What I actually want to do is make these black, this white. Yeah, kind of not. Ugh. See, fucking grabs the wrong ones almost every time. I need to talk to Simeon about that. Kind of looks like a funky hourglass. I think gradients are probably a bit ham-fisted for this. Might need like a sine wave or something. Alright, let's take sine wave. Remake that to like between from -1 to 1, 1. Doop. Tiling. Yep. Nope. 2 times pi maybe. Kind of exactly do what I want. This doesn't work. It just doesn't work. That's all. Hmm. Hmm. It's kind of not what I want to do. Hmm. Maybe what I can do is take the. Alright, one thing you can do with sine wave. Nah, that's not right either. Alright, scrap that again as well. I mean, I just want to make some snow, right? So, I mean, I do want to make little snowmen. That would be cool. But the question is how. But I essentially just want to put a big circle on top of another circle. So I can take the UV And I did have a way of isolating a small part of it before, so I may actually end up going back to where I was already. Just because it's more convenient. So I've got that. And just moving that. Factor 3. And again, I did like 0.5, whatever. Just put this in there and put that in offset. But it doesn't really have the effect you want, right? Like, it doesn't pinch at all. The question is, maybe I should be multiplying that by the normal, right? So like, so go normal, object normal, and then just multiply that, and then add that to the offset. It doesn't really help either. It just makes like an egg shape. The question is that because of the way I've done this? Like, is there a way to adjust this to get like a different result? Well, that kind of makes it more round, but doesn't actually solve the problem. But at the same time, the closer to middle gray, right, the more you want to pinch. So what you could do is take the distance between this and 0.5 and then multiply that by the position multiply that. Alright, let's see, another vector 3D. Cancel out the y values. Like that. Take the distance to middle gray. Take that out. And then subtract that. Kind of works. Probably multiply that again by some other value. If you want to add these, might as well put in a node. So add these together, multiply this by something, maybe like so put this in offset. So if you look like this, all right, and then we can probably play with this, move that around. It's being a dick. Come on. Muck around with that. There we go. Kind of dumb, but it works, sort of. Now I think we can pinch the distance by using a power function. So you grab that, stick that in there. Yeah, there we go. So you can pinch that a little bit. So it got kind of a snowman-ish looking thing. I could probably stretch it out a bit to fix some of this, but it's getting there. So there you go, that's possible to do. If I have a look at the pinched version, you can see that, it's like that. I kind of want to leave negative values alone. So normally distance would do that, between 0.5. I'm going to move that. Yeah, I can actually move that around to like change the proportions. And what I can do technically is I want to make this only negative values. So what I'll do is do min, and this min with 0 will, no, that doesn't do what I want. Yeah. Put that back. So what I do instead is do subtract with 0.4, alright, and then do min on that, and then what that'll do is make it go crazy. Alright, maybe max instead. It kind of works. Negative? No, that's definitely not right. That subtracts towards that point, and that kind of stops. I wonder if I can adjust any of these values to kind of get what I want. I think I'll just stick to what I had before. It looked better anyway. I'll just use ABS, which will give me the equivalent of that. .4, .5. It's kind of a fat snowman, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Be a little bit fat. Alright, next part I want to do is isolate the nose. So if we have a look at UV, I'll actually probably draw this on there. So if we grab UV and do distance to some point, so vector 2. Doop, doop. Stick that in the color. Probably want to smooth step this as well. So smooth step. That's pretty thingy. So you can do that. So that masks a circle somewhere on the bottom there. So we're going to move this around until we get it into the right spot. So there we go. Now it's a bit too big, so make this smaller. 0.1. And then move it around still. So no, kind of like that. Okay, so make this 0.1. 05. What's this one actually? 0. I'll invert this as well. 0.032. There we go. 2, 1, maybe even smaller, like 0. Can't even see it. 0.025. That'll have to do. Alright, so the idea here is we take this value and multiply it by, and so take, maybe multiply, and normal, show on these object normals, like like that. Well, actually, maybe like that, and then like that. And then if we want to multiply that by some other thing as well, let's say 0.1. And then we want to add that to the existing displacement stuff. So offset. So you can see a little nose pointing up. Not quite a big. I'll make that bigger. Whoop. Alright. Maybe normal's not the right value. I can just use a vector. So we point it in a particular direction, which will be specified by this vector. There we go. So that is the nose. We're coloring it differently, but that's essentially it. The normals are all kind of messed up anyway. I don't really know how to fix those. This will be okay for now. Like I might actually change the direction of the nose so we can do it in a different spot. So like this, or maybe negative. We can just move this around. Like that, I think is okay. Maybe use negative Z and move this around so it's like on a spot where it's not going to be affected by the seam, the UV seam. So like -1, 1. No, that doesn't work. Apparently, that should do it. Got my weird fat snowman guy kind of working. Okay, I'm going to do a similar thing with the eyes. But yeah, it'd be like a different amount of displacement. And obviously we have to color all this as well. So like orange for the carrot and black for the eyes, and somehow combine that all together in single shader. And maybe fix normal somehow. I have no idea. Technically, if you recomputed the normals, it would be way easier, but can't do that because it's just a simple displacement shader, so you can't really do things like that. You could with a compute shader in multiple steps, like a geometry shader or something, but that's not going to happen. Alright, so first step is kind of got the shape. Second step would be like coloring and then material. So coloring wise, I've already got this distance field with this. So what you can do is use mix, which is also called lerp, and then have some colors. So color, maybe another duplicate. So I have like a base color. I'll call this base. And that can just be kind of a whitish, grayish color. Then you might be like nose, make that orange. Oops. So you got that. Now what we might do to get this is slightly different than the, like, I might actually put a power function there. So power will tighten up the, here we go. There we go. So make it There we go. So we've got his nose. I might change this to nighttime. Oh, it's sunny. And he definitely needs to be less. People look at that. A little bit shiny. So we can do a similar thing with the eyes. All you need is essentially the same UV stuff, and then the distance, and in the new version we're going to have multi-select. So we're going to just grab this, and I have to need to combine that somehow with the colors as well. So that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll just do the colors for now. It's not copying the connections. That'll be added there, which will be handy. Alright, so that's another carrot essentially, but we'll move it around. So we use that as the eye color. Sure, I don't think it's around the symmetry, so it won't actually work like that. But what we do is grab this. This is white. So let's see, that's white, but that is, so what we want to do is put the eye color. So it's this eye color, or just eye property, make that, I don't know, be black for now, but you can change that. And then everywhere it mixes, it'll be that color. So get rid of that, put that in diffuse. So you see it's black there, but that's going to be moved. So I'll move that around. Like that. Now it's a bit blurry, but we can do the same thing with POW. Stick that in there and then adjust that. There we go. We can adjust the size of the eye as well by mucking around with speed step, but speed step's like 0.3, 0.2 maybe? That's kind of cute. There we go. If we wanted to as well, you could kind of do some stuff with this. You can make it blink, but you'd have to adjust both the tiling and the offset at the same time so that it maintained its position. So if you want to, like, essentially, you could do some math to do it. I'm going to do it right now, though. And at the moment, I'm not doing anything with the normals. I could, but I'm not. I could probably adjust the normals based on the position, or I could use parallax offset for some fake lighting to give him like some shininess to his eyes. There's a bunch of things you could do. So that's one eye. I'm just going to basically duplicate this. I might group that to say, put that in the group. I can copy that. Hopefully this doesn't kill the shade actually. Be careful of that. I might just delete that for now. It is a little buggy. So, oop, fuck. Don't delete that, please. Duplicate like that. I really need to have the connections copied as well. That would be so handy. Alright, so you do get this cascading mixing. That's just how you do like multiple layers of color and stuff. You can't really avoid that. So you always put the original color in the first slot and then the overlay color in the second slot, which will give you that. But obviously I need to actually move the eyeball around. Oop, there we go. It's a bit derpy, but hey, little snowman. Good little snowman. Yes, aren't you? You're a good dear snowman. Alright, so the next part, I could do some stuff. We can like animate him and things. But what I'm gonna, it kind of looks like BB-8 now I think about it. Alright, so other things you can do, I want to isolate the initial snow material. There's various things I can do. I can create a mask for the non-eye, non-eye, non-nose area. I think about like we've got black where it's not the mask parts of it, the nose and the eyes, right? And we've got white where it is. So what you can actually do is you can take these masks. So what I might do is create some variables. So say zvar, put a name. Let's call this left eye mask. I think this is a left. This is a left eye. Yeah. Let's do that. Create another one. Right eye mask. And one more. I call it nose mask. This will just be handy for later. So carrot. Actually, yeah, this isn't. This is probably the left eye. As long as it covers both eyes, that's fine. And get the mask, nose mask. So that'll allow me to muck around with the material properties of these things. I could create an eye mask as well by adding those together. Because it's white, I'll just literally add the mask together, and that'll give me a mask for like all that. Then I can negate. I can do 1 minus that, and then I'll have the non-snow part or the snow part. Now what I want to do is break up. I want to kind of create some like speckly, reflective bits in the snow. One way to do that is to grab some noise. I'll use 3D noise because that's going to just be easier to work with. What do I want that? Let me think. Because you want one based on the view direction. So for instance, if I just for a little bit ditch the thing and grab the view direction, so view direction, and whack that in noise, and just chuck that in there. Alright, what does that do? Alright, that doesn't really do much. Yes, maybe. It's kind of hard to see what's going on. Maybe multiply that by something to get like 10 or something and just shove it in there. See, look at that. This gives you noise based on the view direction. Apparently that doesn't change. Yeah, actually that's a good point. View direction tangent. World. Object. Yeah, so on view and world, probably. So take that, like 10, 20. Now I want to do is make dots, water dots. I use smooth step to do that. So basically threshold it so that anything below a certain amount is not there. Like that, kind of. Let's see, 0.5, 0.6. That kind of gives you little speckles. This is going to be little flecks of material that you get when you look at snow. Like that. But what you want to do is create another mask. So basically just do the whole thing again, which I can copy, duplicate, and then go, alright, so view direction, but this time in view rather than world. Similar thing with multiplying it and thresholding. But then, so you can see this looks different, right? This moves. This one doesn't. And that's important. We want them doing different things. Then we multiply these together because it means only the dots that are intersecting will be visible. So we get less dots. Yeah. So now I need to combine this with the final color. So what I can do is create a new mask in get var. Let's see. So we need 3 of these. So get left eye, right eye, and nose. All right. And we'll take those and combine them, and then so add them together. Actually, I want 1 minus, so I do 1 minus, and I'll literally just chuck them all together like that. You can see that gives me mask. Oops, left eye. I want these to be right eye. That gives me a mask, which I can then lerp again. Well, actually, no, I multiply. Because what I want is put this in as an additive material. So put that over there, keep going. That's coming from really far away. So what I might do to make this simple is just make another variable and call that displacement. Put you in there, and then get var and go displacement, go blip. So this can be emission. This can be diffuse. Yeah, there we go. Might get rid of all roughness because it's snow. So that's our snowman. It's not perfect, but definitely has a snow-like quality. The question is, what's the best way to do the speckly snow stuff? Now, right now it's based on view direction alone. I think that kind of doesn't look good because what happens is that pattern is not great. It's not dependent on the surface at all. What I might do instead is use just the position of the surface in world space. That way it has some actual surface to it. You can see there is some surface to it. What I might try is negative view direction in world space. Doesn't make much of a difference. That's okay. And then I try this, make this view direction. Kinda works. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe make that 50. Maybe these sparkles a bit bigger. 25. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think snow will have like a slight blue tinge in the base color. Like a slight, kind of make it like a bit dirty, grayish. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I could add some highlights to the eyes. You can see the eyes are still showing that mask, which is odd. I would have thought that would not show up. But you know, whatevs. That's alright. Maybe put this at nighttime. Is this nighttime snowman? I do want to put a Fresnel effect on this, but I know it's not going to work properly. But that's fine. Little snowman. So what I might do is just move that to clean this up a little bit. So make a group. Groups are handy for organizing messes, which you tend to get with nodes. Just drag them out with the corners, and you can name them, give them colors. Maybe like eyes. So I got the snowman. I think I'm gonna get raid in a sec, so I'm just gonna keep the snowman around for a little bit. So grab the normal in view direction. And let's see, view direction, dot product. Dot product. What? I'm gonna add a Fresnel node because it's annoying to have to do this like every time. Add that to a mission. Actually, that's not bad. Might make this like kind of bluish color. Maybe I'll add these together first. So grab this and this. Oop. Maybe add that first. So add that. That. And then multiply this and this, and yeah, that kind of works. Kinda works. And a warm color as well. So what I could do is create highlights using parallax effect on the UVs that I normally put into the eyes and make the little highlight, and then oh, I could do that, or I could blend some normals somehow. So a very cool looking little snowman. I think might make this POW a bit more edge based. Snowman. It's that song like I wanna build a snowman. I wanna build a snowman. Do 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 do. It's probably the carrot. There's like no highlights or anything. Also, it's like the mask doesn't seem to work. Let me just look what this mask looks like. Here. And technically, I think it is working, but it's like not 100%. It's not super sharp. Let's see what we got here. Kind of like it in black and white. It's kind of cool. Alright, so that's 0.1. If I change this to like 0.05, that'll make it a bit sharper. Oh, my dog's complaining. He's like, oh, why are you paying attention to me? Yeah. It's like a little busy, dog, at the moment, but I will get to you. Alright, that's slightly better mask-wise. It's alright if it bleeds over a little bit. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I'll change this back to the actual color. We get it from here. Yeah. Stick it in. There we go. That is now cute. Oh, look at that little snowman. He's a bit fat. I mean, I kind of want to fix that, but I don't know. There's some stuff I could probably do with displacement stuff. Berg. Let's have a look. Um, let's see. You can move that. You can move that around. Decide how fat it is. Move that around to move its neck. Hey, Connor. How's it going? Well, I talked to you just before. Carl. 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 Hi, Emmy. Yeah, you guys missed the start, but you know, I'm gonna clip it and probably put it on YouTube as well. But yeah, I got that snowman working. It doesn't look quite exactly like a snowman. There's some issues. Marmoset. Yeah, when you have a lot of bad luck with Marmoset, like it's constantly not working for you, or doing weird things, or crashing, or you can't find the button. Thanks. You can do. He's kind of like a BB-8 snowman. You can do stuff with him. You can change some of the shapes. It's kind of like a bird, almost. It's like little sparkly bits. Hi, Paz. Well, I don't think crashing is your fault. That might be. No, there we go. I can make it. I can stretch it out a bit and squish it. Cave in on its own caving into its singularity. Kind of want to muck around with that. Alright, so technically I could multiply that by a sine wave. Alright, I'm going to do that. So I'll go to like a sine wave. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. Showing now my bake is just a bunch of white cubes. Great. That is great. Cubes. Everyone loves cubes, right? Let's see, multiply that by... my preview slightly small. So do that, 0.25, add that to that. His head's actually expanding and contracting. I only want to do that. I want to do that Y. Maybe do that. 0.5. 0.25. Just grab a number, shove it in there. Let's make it really fast for no reason. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Spaghetti incoming. But I gotta go eat so I don't die. Yeah, that's good. Make sure you eat. It says, oh yeah, Amy, that's an iPad app. That's a iPad app that my company made, that I made specifically with another guy, and it's called Shade, and you can use it to make stuff, shaders mostly, and yeah, you can do procedural stuff like this, like the snowman, which is super fun. Alright, I'm just gonna let my dog outside because he's whining a lot. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Alright. So the next thing is reptile. That's going to be interesting. Alright. Alright, so I'll just leave the little snowman for now. I think he's good. That worked at least. I was worried it wouldn't. Some spaghetti shader in Unreal looks like... What the fuck is that? Yeah. Spaghetti. Yeah, it is kind of a bunch of stuff. It does get complicated. Alright, bloop. Oh shit, it crashed. I hope I didn't lose anything. Oh no, it's still there. Cool. Alright, all good. Alright, so the next one is reptile. I'm going through Nodevember, which is a bunch of prompts for making procedural stuff, and I missed most of it because I was in Japan, so I'm going through doing a couple of days so I'll catch up, but yeah, I need to do a lot more. No, it's not Shader Man. Well, yeah, no, it is Shader. It's just made out of nodes. So even if it's spaghetti, it's still a shader. It's just nodes. Reptile. I'm 100% sure what I'm going to do for this one. Let's see. All right. They work with a few things. So they work with I've got another app called Codia. Yeah, so I made a one last time on the stream, but I forgot to clip it, so it's gone. But basically, I made it in Shade and then used in Codia, which is our other app, which is for making games and stuff on your iPad. So this one, yeah, there we go. Made one that makes a slime from Slime Rancher and tracks to my face using the face tracking on the iPad, and I can make it do stuff like ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, stuff like that. It's actually, yeah, I can blink and wink and stuff and open my mouth and it'll follow that. Yeah, so that I made that in Shade and then I put it in this program. It also works in Unity, and I'm gonna add stuff for more different, you know, platforms, as well as a custom exporter, so you can write whatever you want. Oh, it's in Unity. That's dope. Yeah, thanks. Alright, so take High Sphere. I was thinking of using Voronoi. So Voronoi noise is like a fractal noise pattern. So grab that. And but at some point I want to buy a Pro so I can sketch and Pro with a pen. Yeah, yeah, Pro's pretty cool. Let's see. We've got Procreate. There's a really nice painting app, Procreate. Create. Yeah, there we go. I'm not that great, but I got some drawings and stuff that I made this using my pen. Yep, yep. That's pretty good. Let's see. Alright, so X is that. Now I need a position. So use. You really need the Pro Pencil. Yeah, I've got the pencil. Definitely not great with your fingers. It's a bit too hard to do anything useful. Alright, so let's see. Remap. -1 to 1. Actually, probably don't. I think it's already from 0 to 1. So I was thinking of doing like some scales, which would be, which kind of work with this. I think if I just do it the right way. Thanks. Let's see. Alright, so you can get certain effects with Voronoi. So for instance, that could be like scales. Oh, actually, I remember what that is actually. So I might try doing animation 2. Well, with Procreate, I think it's got animation. I haven't used it though. This is the problem. I can't do normals with this, which I want. Maybe I can use Voronoi 2D with the UV map. Tiling, like 10 by 10 or something. Yep, bit of distortion with the poles, but it's not really too bad. So maybe, yeah, like that. And then you can use height to normal. Strength. Check the normals. And use See, it's like really distorted around the poles. They just kind of ignore that. That's what they do in Substance. Alright, cool. Well, see you later, Emmy. Alright, so maybe 1 minus that. So we can get. You kind of get like scales. I think is take the 1 minus and adjust that with a smooth step to flatten it out, maybe. Oh, I should have left that. Anyway, like that. Two to 0.6 maybe. Maybe 0. That could work. Two. Yeah, that doesn't look so good. 0 to maybe 0.5. That kind of also doesn't look very good. 0.8 maybe. Kind of looks like scales. Maybe add some shininess back in there. Kind of needs something. I take the object normals and multiply that by this, and then maybe multiply that by something else as well. So give it some actual depth. So what's that? Yeah, so that makes it lumpy. Lumpy. Oh my god, guys. Lumpy Space Princess. F5. Yeah, so that's actually kind of lumpy. Roughness. Still got roughness. You can take 1 minus this height. I guess height map is what you would call it, and stick that into occlusion so that it kind of has some ambient occlusion. What I actually want to do is create a variable, call that height, base height, maybe. That way, if I use that instead of directly, it means I won't have to rearrange the graph too much later on when I start splitting stuff out. Might make the maybe add a number. Call this scale. Scale. Yeah. Song request. Oh, I don't really have anything like that. Yeah, I'm not. I probably should set something up, but I don't have any song request bot or anything, or any songs because I'm terrible with downloading whatever songs I want. So yeah, sorry about that. Let's see, maybe 2-to-1 ratio. I'm just creating a thing so I can. Ugh, I really need to fix that. There's like a weird crash that happens sometimes. Alright, so that's that. I feel like that's not quite right. Maybe too lumpy. Maybe I want POW instead. Let's have a look at this. Or square root. Kind of gives me what I want. I'll try that instead. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's a bit more scaly looking. I'll ask Corner how to set that up so people can enjoy cool music. Although I found if I play anything that is copyrighted, my audio gets automatically cut off in YouTube if I upload it, which is kind of annoying. It's fine in Twitch, but for some reason, yeah, YouTube hates that stuff. Let's see. So we want some noise 2D. Grab that. What I'm going to do is grab some Brownian. Kind of gives this cool effect. Alright, so take that, remap. -1 to -1 to 1. So I'm going to use this as an extra layer of noise. So 2:1 ratio there. But I have a separate noise scale feature. It's like 0.5. So this will be like that. But I kind of want that. Maybe turbulence. Power that. Contrast it up. Still want that to be alright. Something like that. So I infected the base height. So what I'll do is divide this by like 0.5 and then chuck that into the base height. Actually, I'll just go from, actually won't remove that, so that the base height will modulate properly. So now we have, so one, yeah. So I have this extra noise that goes over top to make it look a bit nicer. Because we've got that. And what I might do as well is grab even more noise. What if I do simplex? This look better. Simplex. That might look better. But let's just make it a bit. Decrease the scale. One thing I can do as well is take the height map and shove it in a gradient so that we can have, like, the colors can be based on this. So like make it quite dark in those areas. So dark pit kind of. Then maybe make this kind of a greenish. This can be like a yellow. You know, and that's based on the height map, so it gives you more of a slimy, scaly looking thing. So square root does that. The other thing I can do is take some what's known as curl noise. Let's see if this actually works. Having some problems with that. So take the noise, chuck it in there, and use the curl. Nope, doesn't like that. Okay, so curl noise is not working. You can warp it. You can warp stuff with the noise. So for instance, I could like chuck that in, just like add that. So it's got like more warped up noise. Just so you get a bit more variation. Although, I think I can probably do a better job than that. I don't know why 2D curl noise has got so many bugs. So we can take the normals, put some basic Fresnel in, because I always do that for some reason. Let's see, take the world Fresnel, view direction, to the world Fresnel, and convert that to view space, and then do a dot product, which will give us essentially the angle between the incidence of the light and the surface. Like that. That's not right. Convert from world to view. Yep. And do 1 minus that. Pow that. Rip. Like 3. And multiply that by a color. So just color. And then shove that in emission. You get that. It's obviously way too strong, so just take it, make it like a greenish color, make it dark. Maybe even darker than that. It's always going to look pretty strong. 5. So you have just highlight on the rim. The other thing I could probably do is like add some blotchy stuff, like some noise, add more noise, more noise. Just grab based on the UVs or whatever. Make that like 5 by 1, 5 by 2.5. Actually, I want this to be pretty dense, so it'd be like 20 by 10. That Brownian or something. Shove it in there. Maybe multiply that by something. 0.5. 2. Ooh. Just 1 second. Alright, back. Yeah. Alright, that's just a mottled effect. Just to like adjust the colors a bit. So it's not like totally one way or the other. I think I can probably turn up the noise a little bit. But need to make it smaller. Actually not that. I can stay at 7. 0.2. I'm not 100% happy with this. You know, but yeah, it's like the normal map looks kind of alright. That's okay though. Maybe you try it. Also look at nighttime. It kind of looks a little blurry. Yeah. I don't think if it needs anything, could adjust this scale of the scales. I feel like the scales need like clear delineation between each other. Like they should be casting more of a shadow, you know? So 1 minus to give me the so that doesn't seem right. Occlusion. Maybe occlusion was supposed to be the height map already. Let's have a look here. I put back occlusion. So look at that. It's so we put the height directly in there. Doesn't really make a difference, does it? So in this case, let's try something. Alright, so remap 0 to 1, 0, 1, but from 0 to 1 to -1 to 1. Alright, that doesn't work very well. That's fine. Negative 0.5, negative 0.1. So it doesn't like that at all. Well, weird. Why is it doing that? Oh, hey. You had your foods. Let's try negative. Let's say like -10. See what crazy bullshit that does. I really need to figure out what the hell it's with occlusion. It doesn't seem to work properly. Soup. soup is good. I'm actually getting hungry. But I'll be done soon. My reptile thingy. Yeah, I'm not super happy with it, but whatever. Yeah, occlusion doesn't seem to work at all. Or if it does, it doesn't work very well. I think because it can't be negative. Alright. Let's see, negative 0.5. 2, 0. Yeah, that didn't really work that well. But let's see. Maybe I can muck around with the gradient a little bit. Try and make the bits between the scales a bit better. I feel like there's something missing. So that's like that, that's like that. It's base height. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Maybe let's remap a little bit. Alright, so right now it's like that. Negative 0.1. Do that a little bit. It's not quite right. Yeah, it's probably some things I could do to make this a little better. And there's only so far I can get with this far no noise thing. It's not quite the best. There are better ones, I'm just not using them at the moment. What I could do is use the 3D one, but with 2D input. So we like that. X, Y, split. Gives me these ones. The 3D one's a bit better. Yeah, that looks a bit cooler. Maybe. Yeah, it's a bit cooler. It's a lot slower though, so that's the only reason why I usually want to use it. I could bake it. Maybe I should bake it. Alright, I'm gonna try that. So I'm gonna bake the thingy. Okay, you go in there. To turn off the preview as well. It's a bit slow. Let's see. Alright, so make a texture. Doop. And now just turn off some of these previews. That's better. 0 to 1, 0 to 1. So we go here. Alright, it's pretty low res, so I'll change the bank to high resolution. That looks more scaly. Yeah, that looks more scaly. Maybe go back to POW instead of square root. Just the gradient a little bit. Scales. Maybe not make it completely black straight away. So like darkish, bluish thing. Yeah, that's a bit better. And I kind of want to make this pulsate like it's an egg thing. I'll take the... How do I do that? Think about it. I wonder if I can take the noise... Simplex noise 3D with a curl. See if this doesn't... No, don't like it. About this regular simplex noise. Oop, doesn't like that. Maybe I didn't break it. Still don't like it. Wonder why though. Oh yeah, because I'm using noise 2D. Need to fix that. For some reason, when you use two different kinds of noise like 3D and 2D, it does not like it at all. Looks pretty cool though. It's very scaly. I know what I can do. Alright, so let's see. Object position. So take the position, normal. Object space, multiply. Over here or something. And what else? One more thing. So multiply that again, but by a sine wave with the time thing. But absolute. And then multiply again by another thing. It's a bit messy. I can clean up later. 2. It's weird. Oh, I didn't expect it to be all weird shape, but there we go. Alright, that's my reptile thing. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to go get some lunch, but that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Well, I think it's just you now, Corner. But that's all good. Thanks for rating me and encouraging people to follow me. Yeah, at least I've recorded this now, so you can show it to Shade people and they can have a look at it and see how it works. Alright, cool. I'll see you later. Bye.